Okay, hello testing. How we doing? Hello testing. Oh wait, where's the lad at? Hang on. Let me summon the lad. Lad, come hither. Lad, hello. There he is. He had to be summoned. Sometimes you have to do that. Perfect. Jeff is here. We're all good. Hey, everything's all good. Welcome. How are we doing? I'm so sorry that I've been away. For the last little bit. We haven't really had many streams on in the last week. I've been a very busy boy. But yeah, we are back. We're back with Disco. And yesterday I was feeling a bit ill, so I was meant to be back yesterday. I'm sorry that was not the case. But yeah, that be what it be. Jess, hello. I hope you're doing okay. But yeah, a little public service announcement in general. If you're watching this on YouTube, which some people are, then apologies for the gap. And in terms of what's happening on the VOD channel at the moment, I'm going to be in sort of coinciding with all of this going up on the VOD channel. I have a big backlog of old VODs that haven't been uploaded yet from the end of 2021 and 2022. For the next little bit, my project's going to be VODs coming out alongside new VODs on the VOD channel. So one day you might get an old Kingdom Hearts stream along with the new Disco Elysium stream, which happened like more recently. So yeah, more as an announcement that there will be a mixture of things going up on there for the next little bit. But yeah, I'm finally getting through the backlog. I will continue to say that The Witcher 3 will not be featured on YouTube for a long time because there are 80 parts and I don't want to have to upload 80 videos. But everything else is a little bit more manageable. So we'll wait and see. One day The Witcher might be in its entirety on YouTube, but for the time being, Twitch is the only place you can watch it in its entirety. So yeah. Anyway, public service announcement out the way. Shall we get on with some disco? Let's be doing it. Ali, hello, hope you're doing well. Oh, and the other thing, I have Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, the DLC. So we will be starting that on on Thursday. And then I'll be back on Monday to start Resident Evil 4. And maybe some other spooky little bits. I do want to try and do a few spooky streams throughout October. That aren't just Resident Evil 4. Or at least Halloween themed things. So we might have a little break from disco, or if I do disco it'll be like a bonus stream every now and then. Same with Cyberpunk. So yeah, it just is a warning throughout October. We might have a little bit of a lull in terms of what we get from both Cyberpunk and Disco Elysium, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Anyway, I've spent long enough doing a summary of where we're at. I'll get into the game. But yeah, Jess, Ali, I hope you're doing okay. We definitely didn't just talk. Oh, sorry, we definitely weren't talking. Nope. Actually, I don't think I've spoken to either of you in 84 years. No, I've checked. It's been way too long. Far too long. Okay. Oh, I've opened Cyberpunk, not... I have opened the wrong game. Rutro. Right, there we go. Hey, there we go. Wow, Cyberpunk took like ages to boot up. This literally took like a millisecond. Alright, we're in. We're doing it. So last time we managed to get into the apartment complex, that was the last thing we did, right? And we got the ear-deafening thing from From Kim as well. Oh, I don't know if I said this or not. So the day after that stream happened, I had a ringing in my ear for a tiny, like a little bit. I'm fine now, but I was legit worried like something had like gone to me because that was like so loud, even though I'd like limited it on my end and like turned down the game a little bit. That was like loud for me, so I was worried that I'd done some damage for a bit. So thank you, Disco Elysium, for nearly giving me hearing problems. But anyway, alright, let's get into it. What we doing? I'm here to break into ohms, let's do it. And steal money. Some Royale. Is it Royale or Royale? I think I've been saying Royale, but it's Royale, isn't it? And a cactus. Hell yeah. Is everything looking and sounding okay, by the way? I'm sure it is all good, but I just like to double check. That is all. Sorry, I just had to check my phone. Let's see. Whoever here isn't home. Okay, so people are in there.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home.
Let's not do it just yet. I want to see if we can get into any of these other... Nope, okay, never mind. We can't do that. There goes my plan.
This door is made number...
Let's see if any...
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening. We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Sounds good.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get him. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
Alright. If that's the way we're gonna play it. Yeah, the pathfinding is a little bit funky every now and then, but apart from that, been pretty solid. Oh, I just had really fucking bad word association again. So there's a song by there's a song by the Dandy Warhols called Solid, and I've heard it. I keep hearing it a lot at the moment. I think it's in my my recent replay playlist, so Spotify keeps throwing it at me. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I can no longer disassociate the word solid with the song. It's just like, it's that much of an attachment. It happens all the time. I'm just really like that with word association. It's kind of weirdly fixed to me. But yeah, alright, let's exit for now. Okay, let's have a look at our notebook, because it's been a little bit. Smoker on the balcony. We gotta go there tomorrow. So as long as it's after then, that's fine. Get a reality down. Okay, let's do that next, as that's on our list of things to do. Let's go speak to Joyce again. Feels like a good place to start.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What times are these?
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
What's the big time?
The revolution.
Ha! What is this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
That's one way of putting it. Who got shot in the head?
Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
Wow, okay. Did the communists and the anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Truly a kerfuffle.
Yeah, it was a kerfuffle, all right.
Yes, the Insulindian deluge, they call it.
Anyone else get shot in the head? On the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew.
I see.
The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
Smart king. I love that king. Fucking communist. Fuck it, we're gonna go with that just for shits and giggles, I think.
Which one? Actually, it doesn't matter. King Guillaume has always been my favourite. He could smell a PR disaster brewing. So he got out alive, and his nephew, Fricelle, got shot in his place.
I see. British, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome in.
Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
Who got the mineral rights?
The Liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
Okay, and by liberals you mean...
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective.
Sure.
Or the remaining gentry.
Yeah.
The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
How did the liberals win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
I see, so an endurance thing. Okay. You good? You just finished work? Got in the office? Got in from the office. And then you have loads of chicken thighs in the air fryer. Hell yeah, that sounds great.
She's one of them. Of course.
I mean, I think that was pretty evident from, you know, the fancy fucking boat, but thank you, Rhetoric, for your services to my to my Harry brain. Yeah, that sounds great, British. I hope everything's all good. Hope you enjoy your food as well. That sounds very tasty. If everyone got shot, who is there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights. The Coalition of Nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-le-Clay, the armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
I see.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause.
Moralist?
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head. At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government. This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
Oh. You have this game, but you never got around to playing it. I really recommend it, honestly. I think it's got like... I think you would really like the extent that it goes with its storytelling, British. I think you'd actually get a really good kick out of it for that reason. Yeah, no, honestly, I recommend this game very much for its, like, storytelling. And if you like... I guess unconventional RPG... I don't know, It's an RPG, but it's not an RPG. I guess it would be an RPG, right? It's kind of... I'm not sure where I'd categorize this, but it does a lot of things really well, and yeah, I recommend it a lot. Juskill, welcome back. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. We have just gotten settled in. We went to check the apartment building, and no one was home, so we're coming back at 9. But yeah, we're getting into it. We're doing our thing.
Of course. Not easy to be moderate about head shooting in your line of work.
When was this kerfuffle?
The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end nearly the whole world had gotten involved. It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Marzolf came along and overthrew the government.
Oh dear. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Did I ask you who you think killed him last time? You might have done, but I think my answer might have changed since. I think it's gotta be... It's gotta be like it's gotta be something Everard affiliated. I feel like it's gotta be Everard, or it's gotta be... It feels like it's probably his lackeys, so it might be his workmen, or his workforce, maybe? I think that I'm basing that purely on the face of... You know, this is gonna be a really weird thing to compare it to, but you know in Hot Fuzz you have the supermarket guy? Who's very obviously playing into the idea of being a villain, almost to throw the scent off everybody else that's around him. I feel like Everart's giving off that same vibe, where I feel like there are more people involved, but he's the one that's the face of evil out of everybody in that, like, that happy little town of, like, everything going on. Did you do the autopsy? Yeah, I think we've thrown up every single time we've tried to do it, so we're going to try it again in a little bit. I don't think we've been able to do an actual body autopsy. We did a crime scene breakdown. That's about it. Ray, welcome in. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. What have you missed? We literally only went to the apartment building to see if the smoker was home or not, and they weren't. And that was it. They're not, so we have to come back later. And now we've just come back here to confirm our state of reality. That's what we're doing right now. For sure, yeah. I think he does have his hands in every cookie jar. That's a good way of putting it. No way of knowing yet. No, exactly. It's all good. We'll get there, though. We'll get there.
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
What came next?
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
Not the necktie. Don't bring him up. He'll come out of hiding and just start talking crazy shit again. Our lives are very different from each other. Yeah, I think that's
No
fair to say
doubt.
there.
But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
Yeah, let's go with what is the zone of control.
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
I see.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
Okay. I'm gonna pass that check. Yeah, the necktie thing has been so stupid every time it's come up. It's been like it's so funny and dumb. I love it. Yeah, what happened to the rest of the in the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eastlery communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Wait, you saying it's been like this for 43 years?
Time flies.
Wow, okay. Damn, that's kind of nuts to think about. On the scale of things, that's crazy. Okay. Yeah, the accent on the necktie is great. I agree. I love that it's got its own character. I love that it's also this batshit insane voice that it's got. I do love it. It's great. What have we been doing all this time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. '08 to '19 was simply hell.
And after that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
Were they?
No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are.
I see. We're in... Remind me, are we in 58?
Welcome to reality, baby.
It's a nice juxtaposition too, yeah.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
You know what? I don't even think I realised that. Because it was on the ceiling fan, wasn't it? Holy shit. Oh, of course, yeah, because we were like... That would explain the very beginning. Yeah, that would make a lot more sense. I thought we just woke up and were, like, horrifically hungover. But I guess that would make sense if it was like... Oh, that's a lot more morbid of a start than I thought it was. I thought we were just like a very dysfunctional alcoholic or something. Okay. Shit, okay. Interesting. Oh, I mean, obviously we still are, but like having that factor in play as well has changed like the scope of things a lot, you know what I mean? It's like, wow, okay. Which side was Wild Pine's group on?
They picked the winning side. That's why they're here, and others are not.
They chose wisely?
Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I might have bet on the king and led the Pines to doom.
You would have sided with the king?
I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of the things, you might have too. Perhaps it's better I was born when I was. 10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong. Feld, Kupri, Tricentennial. So I suppose I would have been in good company.
What would you have done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
No, her first.
I asked you. Who are you in all this?
And I asked you, past-less detective of the Citizens Militia, what insight has acute encephalopathy given to you?
Yeah, I don't feel like Harry has the best perspective on such things. I mean, we're trying to play a Harry that's very, like... He's not a complete idiot, he just doesn't remember any of his past, so it's like... He probably would have, like, the moral quandary or, like, the moral dilemma in his head and how we'd go about it, but he probably wouldn't be familiar with the history and such, which is why Harry would be terrible to ask here, I feel, but still, I don't know what I would have done. I feel like that's honestly what I'd say here if I was Harry.
And you would have died, most likely. Not far from here. Maybe even right here, during the beachhead, defending the coast the day the Coalition took the city.
Probably. I think we're just gonna entertain the notion now.
No, almost certainly. The Commune would have forced you. Such was the fate of the undecided.
Okay, that's enough about the times.
They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
She owes you an answer.
I want to know what you are.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
Rhetoric's got your backs, exactly. Rhetoric is like on point, constantly like, yep. Here you go, here's the nudge you need, buddy. What are you?
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor, a devourer of nations and infants.
Yeah, she does deflect it a lot, doesn't
I
she?
am an ultra.
She raises the corner of her mouth, smirking, revealing a canine.
Dios mío. A liberal.
Yes. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. I pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. My kind surrendered the nation to financial colonists. Perhaps you thought we'd gone extinct. After all, no sane person identifies as an ultra anymore. Not in broad daylight. Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, Are you repulsed?
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride. Forgive her. But only because you like pearlescent teeth and those light green eyes.
What the fuck? Let's play into it.
That's a pity. I hope we can remain collegial, despite my monstrousness. The Ultras didn't have anything against the King or the Commune, you see. It was just business.
It's a little bit fucked up though, isn't it?
When the dust
Just
settled,
just a
the
smidge.
Liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed.
Would you have done something differently?
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinaise a monument to the efficacy of its artillery, I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition. Not here in Martinaise, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake.
She realizes her small, cold fists are clenched. She loosens them.
Then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isola down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
You're a smart woman.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
You're no dummy yourself.
So am I? A question mark?
A smart boy getting smarter, one basic term of reality at a time.
Mm-hmm. You're a patriot?
Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
Seditious talk, man.
You have daughters?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother. And a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
What is this?
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Keep guessing.
Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait. You're an ancient ruin. A symbol of hubris and decay. Half submerged in some salty sea.
What, really?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
We're just gonna play into it sometimes. We're gonna play into the madness. I meant, what is this, this place here?
Ah! This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot.
Uh-huh.
Or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course.
Who lived in them?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
I can't even imagine a 10-story skyscraper in Martinez. Yeah, it's like... It's weird hearing about how grandiose some of the things are, or how some of the things could be, either elsewhere or formerly here, and then just like seeing it now. Imagine like ye olde equivalent of Kuno running around his 10-story apartment, or whatever, his 10-story block of whatever. Yeah, that's kind of mad. That's kind of mad.
Splat, splat. Wonderful.
What is that?
The girl in the old lady rags.
No, I meant something something basic about reality. Let's go with yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture?
Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags.
I see.
She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
A hipster, I was thinking that. Okay, now explain the same thing but to a child. I think we got it. I understand everything. Make it more complicated somehow.
I can't. That's how simple it is. One
Oh,
may
okay.
dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. All right. What next?
Right, let's try and do this. Are we ready?
It remains a mystery
Oh.
what you mean by this.
A complete
something
failure.
close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
We got some snake eyes. Yeah, we hit the snake eyes. I'm not gonna do that, that's far too low. Yeah. Why not? I know that we can re-roll it, but look at it, it's 3%. I mean, I'll do it just to prove a point.
A strange coldness comes over you as you look at the world. The waves sway the sloop. It's on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah.
A doubt of sorts already in your head, but it's not fully formed.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Alright, thank you. Wish you'd rolled a nat 12 there. Honestly, part of me in the back of my mind I was like, I really hope I roll well here. Just to, just to eat those words. Right there and then. But nah. Ooh, got some more healing items, very cool. Is that completed then? Did we do the... We did. Perfect, okay. I say we should try and fill in as many of those for today. Oh god, we got some alcohol. That's dangerous. We should probably not have that on us, just in case. But we can also level up, which is cool. Well, I was something I wanted to invest in level up wise, but I've forgotten what it was. Was it empathy? I think it might be empathy. So we've got one in rhetoric, one in authority. I think I wanted to do empathy next. So I think I'm probably going to go with that. But yeah. Oh, you're getting the circle bug? You can hold down right click for a couple of seconds and let go to get rid of it. Oh, is that the circle above my head? I was wondering what that meant. I assume... Oh, so is it like... It's the circle bug where... Usually there would be a little like dot on it that I could click on to get a bit of information, but it just hasn't gone away. Is that the thing you mean? Indeed. Okay, sure. Alright, yeah, I'll do that in a sec. Yeah, we're gonna go with empathy though, I think. Let's go with empathy. I'm happy with that. So... There we go. Wow, is that a known bug? That's strange, that's a known bug. Just Kill, were you here last week when we had the ear-deafening Kim moment. Because KY was telling me about it. Or like, it should be a thing on Reddit about it last week. And it's so funny, like there was a bug where Kim deafeningly said one of his voice lines, like, "We cannot get in here," but it was like deafeningly loud. But apparently that's like a known bug, that like there's an audio bug there. When it's like as we entered over here, literally into like the apartment building here. First time you heard about that one? Hang on, let me get the link. I'll put it in chat so you can give it a watch. Demon Kim, yeah, it was Demon Kim. Give me a sec. Where did it end up? It was in game discussion, wasn't it? Yeah. It's a Reddit link, just so you know. But yeah, that's a bug. I think that's of a meme, the link I've sent it to, but there's probably a video that accompanies it that shows you how loud it gets. Or just look up like Kim voice bug and it'll probably come up. 99% of the game is clean, but 1% is still there. Sure. I mean, I think a lot of games have that. Like, I mean, I've heard, you know, even things like Baldur's Gate 3, where it's like being praised as being spotless, like that game's definitely still got bugs. Like, most good games still have some bugs, let's be real. No game is going to be immaculate or 100% perfect. It's the way it be. It's all good though. I'll make sure to lower the volume. Yeah, be careful. As I say, it left my ear ringing for like a while. It was spooky. Okay. Let's, what am I doing? Do that. Sounds like a robot, yeah? Apparently there's a pissing match between Precinct 41 and Precinct 57. Right, should we try and get to the body again, actually? I wonder if we can do that again now. Right, here we go. Oh, also, we have like an empathy check that's like ready. We might be able to do that. Cool,
there he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated.
Active.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow!
Nope.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Alright, we've got Kuno check. Have I gotten my shit together? Shall we find out? Kuno, please. I've rolled terribly so far.
What's going on? Is an ungovernable youth on your crime scene, throwing around incendiary language, trying to push your buttons. Like you don't have enough on your plate. You feel a sudden surge of self-pity coming on.
What do we want to do here? Yeah, we're dealing with the definition of shit kid. Growing up, I knew someone that looked and acted just like Kuno. And, they were also a little shit. So, yeah. Let's have a think. Let's try a different voice line, fuck it. Hopefully they compress their shit too.
Trying to fuck at the Kuno. Trying to fuck at me. Trying to fuck. Kuno only gets higher. It's faster, faster, faster. Can't take the Kuno. Stay out of the reactor.
Kuno gonna fuck you up! Up, up, up!
Normal is not what we got here. You've got to.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Kuno doesn't fucking care. You shit pig.
There is.
Yeah, we can't do anything with that. Can I move? Okay. Thank you for telling me about how to get rid of the bug, by the way. Just kill, because yeah, I just assumed that that was like a game mechanic thing. Oh, you know what it might be, I think? I assume, is it like, while I'm moving and input at the same time, it keeps it there? Yeah, so if I like, press it while I stop moving. Okay, so it's whenever I'm moving and I press right click. So if I press tab while I'm moving, oh, that opens Steam. That might be less of a problem. Because right click brings it up by default. Okay, sure. But thank you for the Mother 3 vote, KY. I appreciate you. Hope you're doing well as well, dude. Hope everything's okay. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? Renee was this guy down here, right? Essentially opening and closing it. Sure. Renee was this lad, I think. Let's talk to him about that.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you?
Renee, I found your guard booth.
Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard. Yeah, that's a good shout, actually.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Hold on, why are you on leave?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
So, who was working your shift that night?
No one. The bus has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officer, the container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Mostly?
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Yeah, you can't eat honor, unfortunately. That's a good way to burn it. I don't want to hype up Everett too much. There's absolutely nothing wrong with tear collecting. It's my side thing too. Fuck it, why not?
Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong with that. I do it too. Everyone does it. It's an excellent side thing.
Yes, yes, yes. Can we conclude the topic of my guard boost now?
He is not going to become an entrepreneur.
I saw a picture in there. You were in it. You were in it. You looked happy. Who's the girl?
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Got it, thanks.
Yes, yes. Like I said, I would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
Fuck it, do we want to try and do this? This is a white check, you may retry it. I think knowing I can retry these, I'm just going to start doing them for the sake of, can I get away with it? Click white checks, yeah, I think I will.
All you observe
Damn
is
it.
a veteran refusing to let go of the past and his old uniform. This is not uncommon.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in service of Frissel I, Guillaume le Lion, and the valiant King Philip V before him.
Don't you mean Frissel the Fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and to mourn.
There's something you missed. You will get to it. Don't worry.
Alright, thank you for your time. Do you have anything else I can talk to you about?
Officer, the mere sight of police in Martinez makes me feel safer already. How can I help you?
What about their bowl? Yeah, I guess we can have a look at... Wait, can we actually interact with those? Is that something we can do? Oh, game. Oh, okay. There was something we could look at here. So we did try and play the game with them, if that's what you're insinuating. But yeah, okay, let's see what happens.
Officer, the mere sight of police in... Oh, sweet Jenny. She was the finest woman in all of Revachol. Maybe the entire world.
You can throw one of their balls in the ocean if you succeed a red check. I see, okay. I think we did try that last time, but I didn't get it to work. It's one of the funniest interactions in the game. I feel like I need to see a clip of it.
Do not defile her memory, Gaston. Let her rest in peace.
I'll see if I can interact
His
actually in a
tone
sec.
lacks its usual intensity, like he doesn't feel he has the right to speak on the matter.
I'll see if I can give it another go in a sec, maybe. I'm pretty sure we did already try and do it once though, and we didn't do very well. So you both knew her?
We knew her, all right. Lived on the same street our entire lives, just 2 houses apart. The 3 of us have been best friends since we were 4. She was René's first girl back when the prick was 16. They were courting till he decided he'd rather die for some great ideal than just be happy.
And then you stole her from me.
Uh-oh. Easy fellows, and no need no need for this to get ugly.
Oh, officer. It already got ugly nearly 80 years ago when the 3 of us were just learning to walk and talk.
You stole her from me.
Well, technically, you stole her from me, because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out over the ink you spilled over her pretty yellow dress.
We were just boys then. This was different. You... No point starting this all over again. For the 1000th and the first time. Especially when we have company. Officer.
What happened to her?
She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago. It was a quiet passage, peaceful.
Oh, I see. Got it. That's really funny.
René and I were both by her bedside when she...
Yeah, that's a funny interaction with the boulder. Yeah, I like that. Oh, René looks like the sort of man that would just cuss me out anyway, even if he just felt like it.
Died. No use sugarcoating it. Won't bring her back. Will it now?
Departed. Until the very end she couldn't decide between us. The most indecisive woman I've ever met.
Why do you think she was indecisive?
She could never make up her mind about anything. What to have for breakfast, favorite color, or which one of us to marry. She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married.
That's a bit odd. I don't know.
Heck, technically, we're both still engaged to her.
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy. Seduced her with your fancy words and pastries.
He suddenly remembers you are still there, falls silent, and turns away.
Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left.
Do we have everything we
Sure,
need about the
officer.
Union? That's that.
No, sweet, of course, officer. Memories are all we have left.
Looks delicious. Can I have a bite?
I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food. Nothing personal, it's just a principle.
That's fair. I thought it was a weird request
The
anyway.
only one you have.
Wow. Please, man. Can I just have a bite?
Believe me, officer, I wish I could help you, but I need this sandwich to keep my blood sugar stable. In my age, you need to pay attention to these things.
Please, friend. Let's just share it.
Fuck off! It's mine! Sorry, officer. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way. But the sandwich is mine. I'm not gonna share it.
Aw.
When the dissidents come to rape our country, he hides. But try to get a bite of his dear sandwich and he gets claws? You're a special kind of vermin, Gaston.
Shall we try it? 17% chance for Gaston to relieve his sandwich.
A man so
Shit.
principled about his sandwich calls for a principled approach. Time to get political.
I don't want to keep annoying him. I'm not so sure about
Too
this.
late. Daddy's already fighting the bad fight. Make it stick.
These options seem awfully fascist or communist. What if I don't want to say... What? Yeah, what if I don't want to say them?
Say one of these fascist or communist things, or fuck off. Whoa, easy there, Goldmouth. He doesn't have to say anything. Re-engage cop mode and bail out if you like.
Yeah. Back to police mode, please.
All right. Let's hear them, officer.
Alright, bye for now. That was fun. What do you think, Kim? Kim just staring at me like, did he really just try and wrestle a sandwich out of an old man's hands? Yes, I did, Kim. And I'd do it again in a heartbeat. You know, where haven't we been yet? I don't think we've been this way at all, have we? I feel like there's a lot of places we've still yet to go in general, so... Pawn shop, okay. Okay. Can I see the thought cabinet real quick? So, oh, we're done. We finished on the. Oh, we need it. That's it. We need to unlock a slot. So I need to wait for a level up slot to be available for us to do one of these again. I think. Yeah, that was the thing, and I just used it on empathy. So next time we level up, I will do that though, because we haven't been using them for a little bit. What's this thing over
Typical
here?
Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
I don't think I did actually. I don't think I did yet. I do need to do that though. Let's have a look around in here first, and then I might go do that actually, because that might help with some stat checks, coming to think of it. Maybe.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently.
Yeah, so Kim told us about that, because I think we went to attempt to take the body down today, like in-game today, and we threw up. So I think we had that conversation last stream. Yeah, so we can buy it, and then, yeah, okay, we'll make sure to do that. That's all good. Is that a street light?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
Bird's Nest Roy. Yes, officer.
His manner is casual, but his speech is careful, measured. He wants you to know that he has nothing to hide.
Oh, is exclamation mark sheet not working? Sorry, it should be exclamation mark wheel now. I need to update the commands. But yeah. How much Royale do you have? Oh yeah, I just realized I'm blocking all of the stats, aren't I? We have 18 Royale, so I also need to get a Riel, so I need to get some more. But yeah, everything on the wheel, Just Kill, is stuff that we'll be playing in the future and will be determined by a wheel system. I think I've explained it before, but if you use your channel points to vote, anything on the wheel can gain a vote. And yeah, that be the system. There's a chance it won't be picked, there's a chance it will be picked. The more votes it's got, the higher the chance, etc. Usual things. Yeah, we have 18, nearly 19 Real AY, so we're... The thing is, I'm desperately trying to get enough for... what's it called? Enough for a room. So I'm trying to juggle that as well as finding enough for buying supplies and things, so... We'll wait and see. Yeah, there's a lot of votes in play. There's so many votes for Persona 3, it's kinda nuts. Kinda nuts. Where did you get this?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
How much for the street light?
700 Real. A bargain, I dare say.
700 sounds about right. Imagine it wasn't easy soaring off the street lamp.
Hey, I don't know where it came from, but it's not every day you get to buy and sell something so extraordinary.
There's nothing else you need. Yeah, that's all good. Street lamp. What's over here?
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty.
Oh, that's a good idea. So if I got like another screen capture, I could then literally just cut out the bottom stats thing. That could work. Honestly, in terms of how it works as it is, I mean, ultimately I could just like, could just do that. It looks a little bit weird when it's like detached from the bottom. Or maybe because the thing is, this will start to cover text and stuff. That's the problem. I don't really want to be doing that. You could just move your avatar to Harry's portrait. Hello, this is me now. This is me now. Bear with me. Oh yeah, here we are. This is me. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Shit. Alright. There we go. How is this? Here we are, this is it. There we go. Done. This is me now. Perfect.
Try to find something pretty and cool here. Then use it to win her back.
I'm gonna need to listen to that again, because I'm so infatuated with changing that up.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty.
I see. Okay, so they're like collectible kind of things. Okay. Give him a beard. Yeah, I think the thing about this game I was thinking, so usually what I do for but also I'm gonna be really annoying. I think I am gonna put it back. Hang on. Can I oh, there we go. I'm gonna put it back here just for familiarity's sake. What was I gonna say? But yeah, I was thinking about doing a themed version of the avatar for these streams, but I just didn't know what to thematically do for Disco Elysium. Like I haven't really thought too much into it. Like the only thing I could think of was making him look like Kuno. That could have been a thing. Shiny disco balls. Yeah. My head's just a disco ball now. Official. No other meaning there. But yeah, I'm having to think about what I could do. I feel like I'll probably just keep it like this for the disco playthrough. For Red Dead 2 though, when we play that, obviously cowboy hat. It's an easy change. And then Cyberpunk, I've got like tiny little changes when we're playing that.
Pretty and cool here.
But yeah.
Then use it to win her back.
Win her back?
Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine. This sounds off. You shouldn't trust this guy.
Inspect the knights on horseback.
Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
A long, long time ago.
I see. Why is DMC2 the only DMC on the list? So I played DMC1 on stream a few years back. So, for example, Dragon Age 2 is on there as well, and there are a few other games where it's like starting later in the franchise. It's because we've already streamed them before. So yeah, we've already played DMC1. Yeah, it must have been 2021 we played that. It was a bit ago now. I also played it on Babby mode. I think I accepted a setting in the game that I don't think you can revert, like halfway into the game, which turned it into Babby mode. So yeah, that was a mistake on my part. I've heard DMC2 is not amazing, but usually what I do, if it's a game in a franchise and it's picked on the wheel, I will usually just replace it on the wheel with the game after that. So DMC3 will probably replace DMC2, granted I get on with DMC2, which may or may not happen, but I honestly want to get to DMC5. That's like the one that I really wanted to play when it came out, and I just didn't, so I kind of want to get to that one. I've heard 3 is like good as well. Everyone loves 3, yeah.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Wait, this looks like Rene, the old guy who was playing Pétanque.
This is what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
I see. Red Dead 2? Yeah, we're playing Red Dead 2 soon, British. We're getting onto that soonish. I'm hyped. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I don't know a lot about the DMC. I keep wanting to say DMCA every single time I say DMC. I don't know a lot about DMC as a franchise. DMC 1 was very... I enjoyed it, but it was definitely a product of its time. I definitely got on with it. I could see the appeal for DMC.
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
That's fair. We'll inspect that in a sec. You're a huge fan? Disco Elysium and DMC franchise being your top 3 favourite games of all time. Hell yeah. I know it's cheating with CB. Nah, I'm the same with Lord of the Rings for favourite films of all time. I'm like, I don't want my top 5 films to be taken up by 3 Lord of the Rings movies, so I'm just gonna put the trilogy in its like number 1 spot, and then number 2 is something different. So I get you. Inspect the figurines in rags.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
Are these even soldiers?
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers. Revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
True pragmatic approach, yeah. It's meant to give people hope. Even we can do it. The contrast is meant to be disheartening. As it ought to be. it's impossible to win against the cohorts of capital. Ask my friend Gart, whose bitch it made me.
Okay. I don't like either set too much, to be honest.
Fine. Let's try this. Dig up a truly cool figurine in the box under the table.
Everything you pick out seems fake.
We're rolling bad today.
Sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys.
We're rolling real bad today. These dice blow, they really do. We need to refund the dice. Bad rolled they. Bad rolled they. All of the above.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved and well traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A
There it
classic
is.
boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Shopkeep. The Stereo 8 approved machine here.
Is the Harman Welshie W2.
We can afford
Made
it.
in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there.
Hell yeah.
It'll set you back 12 real.
You know what I was saying about we need to pay for really practical things, like making sure that we can stay in a room and have a roof over our head and that we're healed up and not vomiting over a crime scene. Bin all of that off right now because we can buy a fucking boombox. And I think we need it anyway because we need to... Yeah, we can equip it and play tapes. That's a good thing, right? So yeah, let's do that. What I really want to know is, could this device come in handy to my police work?
If police work means playing tapes, sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
Alright. Are you sure this is all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech. Found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
Fuck it.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Alright. I consider that a win? Question mark? A sound investment. Is that a pun? Finger guns, yep. Yeah. Alright, can I... Oh no, so that's right, so the cassette case was ruined. I remember. Fair. Alright. Look at us with our... We look hip as fuck now. Look at us going round in our... We literally look like... What's the... Hang on. Give me a sec. I'm doing something for research. You know what? Now I've looked at a picture of him, we really do not look like this person. Oh, it didn't save it as a picture, you bastards. I hate it when they do that. But you know what? I can just do this. I can be cheeky. Hang on. Do that. That work? No, that didn't work. Okay, you know what? Forget it. I was gonna say we look like the protagonist of Pokemon Coliseum in this fucking, like, get up. He wore like this really weird and I don't even know what kind of trench coat it was, but he wore this like giant blue trench coat. And he looked really edgy. And he's probably the most forgettable protagonist ever. Of course, we'll ignore the fact he looks like the assistant in The Prestige as well, face-wise, but I keep forgetting his name. Fallon, that's it, yeah. Jimmy Fallon. Well, yeah, Jimmy Fallon,
Good morning to you, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
I see. Oh, yes, sorry, just to, thank you for the vote. By the way, just much appreciate it. I do add them manually, yes. There's not an automated system to add them in. Not yet, at least. I might try and look into that, but I guess I'm just happy being more on top of it. But I usually add them at the end of the stream, so much like with the vote for Mother 3 that KY put in earlier, I'll put that in at the end of the stream. But I always appreciate the vote, so thank you. So yeah, but Sands of Time, I've never really, I was saying this, I feel like it might have been last week, but I've not properly played a Prince of Persia game before, really. I played Sands of Time a little bit, and it's one of the ones I've owned, like, on 3 different places. But I don't know, I think I probably would enjoy it. Apart from that, I've not really had much experience with it, because I know that they used to be, like, old platformers, and the game's evolved, and there's the movie, I've seen the movie. But that's about it. It's fun. Yeah, honestly, from the bits I've seen, and like, from what I remember vaguely, it did look pretty chill. I think I would get on with it. It's like what birthed Assassin's Creed as well. That's like the other fun thing I always remember about it, is that we wouldn't have Assassin's Creed without Prince of Persia. But yeah. First things first, what are you doing here? Man on the waterlock?
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company, and eating this salami.
Very fair. Sounds tasty. Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal was the boy in that.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal. He seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock and the salami.
Oh no. Dastan? Is that how you say that? It's been a bit. Yeah, Prince Dastan.
Very good stuff.
Not the salami.
Anything I can do for you, officer?
I'm jelly. I thought this was a really funky looking, like, penknife. Or a knife, like a flip knife. But this is salami, isn't it? I thought this was a really, like, thick handle. And the knife was coming out of it. But no, he's chopping into salami. That makes more sense, Dave. That makes more sense. That's fine. Do you know what caused this wreckage?
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol.
The words daredevil driver sound ominous to you.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything round here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
You know what's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Can I... Here we go. Welcome back to Begging for Food. That's what this stream is. We're just going around... Can I have your sandwich? Can I have some salami? Can I have some of that salami?
Sure thing.
Hell yeah.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Hell yeah, Kim's on board as well. Let's go. Alright, thank you for your time, sir.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
I see. I see. Also, I've only just read back up Jimmy the Charisma Vacuum Fallon. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I've got to say, I'm not really like a massive late night TV show host person. I don't really... There's not many of them I enjoy. We have one over here called Jonathan Ross, who I like quite a lot. I think he's like my favourite of the bunch. I guess Graham Norton's not too bad. He's the other one that we have over in the UK. But like, a lot of the American ones I don't really get personally. Conan's okay. I think Conan would probably be the one that I like the most out of all of the American ones. I despise James Corden with a passion, and he's technically one of ours, so that says a lot. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon, I feel like they kind of cancel each other out, and neither of them really do much for me. They're both kind of whatever. And then there's another one, but I've forgotten who it is, so they're probably not that good. Yeah, I don't know. You like Graham Norton and Ross? Yeah. They're good lads. I think they're good, like, chat show hosts and panel show hosts. They do a good job. Yes, pull a lever.
Pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then nothing happens.
Push it harder.
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation.
Did Kim just imitate the... I feel like he's just going, but like, you know the foghorn sound when like something's kind of like gone wrong? Like, doo-doo. Did he just imitate that with, I feel like he did, that's kind of fun.
A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal. Some other way.
Okay.
Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Pull the lever again.
You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then...
Yeah, no, Jonathan Ross is good at that. He's also like a massive nerd. Like, whenever you hear Jonathan Ross like talk about things, he's like massively into games and like... Yeah, he's like genuinely very passionate about like everything media affiliated, and I kind of like that in like a presenter and stuff.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, let's leave it.
Spring brings... Wasn't there a...
That's fine. We know the outcome. It's all good. Can we have a go? No.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
Oh no, not the blonde boy. He was in Fable 3. He was. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. I've never properly sat down and played a Fable game either, but I know that... God, who else is in Fable? There are a few big people in Fable, aren't there? He's in it. Simon Pegg's in it. Stephen Fry's in one of them, right? There's quite a few. Is John Cleese in a Fable game? I feel like that's correct as well. There's a lot of, like, English talent in Fable. I know that much. Michael Fassbender's in Fable? Okay. Is Gordon Ramsay in it? I can't tell if you're trolling or not. I can't tell if you're trolling or not.
The sign billboard has fallen on the waterlock.
James
keeping it
Corden.
open,
Is
and
James
thus
Corden
out
actually
of
in... I
order.
don't know if I'm being fucked with or not anymore. I can't tell. Is James Corden actually in Fable? That scares me a bit. That's true. He's in the second one? Oh, okay.
Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it.
He's happy to be munching his butter. He's like, yes, I will consume nothing but butter now. Right, let's see if the dice are gonna continue to curse us.
Judging by the
Oh, thank
size
God.
of the
Okay.
impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle. These look like the same tire tracks I saw earlier, in front of the whirling rags.
Oh, okay. Okay, so they came from... Okay, we got a bit of a route down, though. He plays the angry cook in the third. Oh, okay, that's cool. I'm glad that they've got so many, like, famous people in it. I will the one thing I go back to at least once a month... Oh, you're bullshitting. Okay, I honestly, I would have believed you. I legit have not played them. You could have convinced me. You legit could have convinced me. I would have gone with that. Fuck's sake. But no, one thing I go back and watch at least once a month is the new Fable trailer with Richard Ayoade. That I fucking love Richard Ayoade as a giant in the new one. That looks so funny. I think he's like perfect casting for Fable as well. It seems great. Going with the angry cook just felt natural. Honestly, I could picture him doing it is the thing. I definitely could see like... Because around the time that would have come out, Gordon Ramsay probably would have been quite big everywhere, right? So yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah.
Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour. The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack.
I was gonna say, that's impressive, what the fuck?
The panel served as a takeoff ramp. The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it. The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal.
Damn, they got fucking lucky getting away, didn't they?
Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast.
That's crazy. That's a quote right there, British. From the Gordon Ramsay cut, 100%. Driver must be from Boston. I was gonna say, it's more the fact they pulled it off. That's the thing that scares me. Like, this is some like Looney Tunes level, like, fucking situation. And like, oh look, I got miraculously caught by the sign. And I can now just drive over here. That's like mad. Oh yeah, to hire Gordon, I think it'd be more than that, British. I think he'd do like, I think he'd charge a lot for like, I don't know, I could see him charging a lot. Yeah, I like visual calculus, it's a pretty fun skill. I'm liking it a lot.
There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linear G22. It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage.
You sure?
Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump. You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure. The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
Yeah, whoever drove that is insane. Oh, okay, Kim?
Any theories about what happened here?
That someone was in a real hurry.
What kind of car do you think it was? That's quite likely, from what I can tell.
I have some ideas about who it might have been.
Oh.
I'm just gonna go with it for now, but... Yeah, I think you're right. I think it probably was... It was that, or somebody didn't want to get involved and was desperately trying to get away from the situation, so I don't know. It could be Evil Knievel, it could be him. Yep. Oh yeah, it'd definitely be Steve-O if it was one of them. I've got to admit, I've never actually seen Jackass. I've only ever seen like 1 or 2 clips from it, but from what I gather, Steve-O is like a lunatic. So it wouldn't surprise me. It was someone dangerous, but perhaps it was somehow connected to the murder.
The traffic hooliganism? I hope not. Fortunately, we are not traffic cops.
Ah, shit.
Should we get back to the murder?
Do we want to risk this? I guess is the problem I've got right now. I don't know if I do. Like 42% is like not... It's even-ish, but it's not great. It's a red check. I usually like to have more for red checks, but... You're not gonna get the check again? Okay. I guess so. I don't like it though. I don't like my odds. For red checks, I don't like them being lower than like 60. I like being like in the plus.
Somewhere in
okay.
the depths of your
We got lucky.
adult soul, you find a few threads that you can weave into a story.
This could have only been Jacob.
The tip-top tourney champion?
Sure. But death eluded him. Wow, okay. So I'm trying to remember, we found like... in the like common room at the place where Ever is, the like the container place, there was stuff about tip-top tourney like competitions and things like that, so I wonder if that was maybe a link.
The lieutenant patiently listens to the words coming from your mouth.
After quitting in frustration, he became a recluse, a ghost driver, searching for death on the streets of Revachol, speeding.
Jumping canals at night? If I was Jacob Irv, I wouldn't drive in Martinez. The roads are awful.
Bless Kim, I know he's putting up with so much.
Shut down.
Aww.
In conclusion, it's a colorful theory, but I don't believe Jacob Irv did this.
Shit.
Should we go?
No, we need to find this Jacob before tragedy strikes.
If we must.
I'm not expecting him to get far with this, the lieutenant consoles himself.
Alright, it's fine. We have another bin we can check though. Alright. Let's go. Okay. More gloves, very cool. Did we check? That was the shop, wasn't it? Yeah, so... What else can we look at? We are coming up to the end of today's stream, by the way, so... We probably won't do too much more today. We'll probably do some more talking. Actually, shall we try and find out where we can get the stuff I need for dealing with the vomit? Get it from the gardener. Can you remind me who that is, Just Kill? I think that's the other thing, I'm trying to remember who they are. Or from the gardener. Okay, I think I know where the gardener is. The gardener was in here, so I wonder if I can buy that from them now. Or get that from them. It's the gardener? Right? I think this was the gardener.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time? What are we going to do to you?
You were specifically asked not to say that, and then you said it anyway, you junior delinquent. But you still did.
The Union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Sure.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
Oh, is that the man that we told to fuck off? Was he the person that, Is he the guy that, like, is racist to Kim? Because we literally told that man to fuck off the other day. He was one of the lorry men, at least. No, it's not him? Okay. Because that lad was up here.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
You could push him by asking him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely looks like someone capable of a lynching.
Yeah, do it. Show me.
Been admiring the stompers, Hunt? For sure, I can demonstrate them.
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of treads with no immediately discernible pattern.
What's up with your soles?
It's Revachol.
Yeah, fair. Where did you get boots like that?
Custom made. Cost me a pretty penny.
This fucking guy, I know, right?
You'll see when the time comes, officer. True patriots carry Revachol in their very souls.
Technically, you're stomping on Ravachol every step you take.
Huh. I know you people don't understand poetry.
Lorry. You're a lorry man, right? What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
So I take it you're not smuggling drugs out of Martinez?
Not in, not out. I'll never betray the purity of my tribe.
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about drug smuggling through Terminal B?
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
So why are you still hanging around here? Most of the other lorrymen have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking on at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
Yeah, it's like
There was a bunch of spilled
it seems
boxes
like
in
an
the back of
extreme
that
every
big
time,
lorry
right?
nearby.
I kind of see that. Like everyone that, at the moment at least, that's very much been the case for sure. It's almost been like their entire character trait has been that kind of thing. I mean, with this, we're getting like the morality of like, oh, I don't want to smuggle, but at the same time, yeah, you were you were racist, Kim. How could you? I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some Kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
If they were getting drunk inside the whirling in rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry?
Yeah, that's a good shout. If you all were at the whirling, how do you know it was Kips who broke into the lorry?
What? Aren't we allowed to say that it's the Kips who do all the stealing around here? That's not rotor science, man.
If it's not you, then who's running drugs through Terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
Who's that?
He's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Really, he's just selling his employer stuff. Stuff he stole after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry.
Where do I find him?
Just follow the smell. It smells like apricot and oil when you're nearby.
Yes. Where is he?
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sealang's usually a little bit south of here, near the canal. You can't miss him. Just his tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right? 100%.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Guess we need to pay Sealang a visit then.
Guess so.
We're done now. Hopefully we don't have to talk to that prick again. So we're scorching hot, right? That's what you were saying? We were scorching hot. Yeah. Don't forget, is this the person? Probably not. I just want to double check though.
I am a gander and a hunt.
No, we'll come back to you. That feels like its own can of worms. Winter cold. We were going the right way before. Fine. Right. Is it in here? I don't know where this goes to actually. I'm gonna take it because
Welcome
this is a
to
store.
Frick.
Hey.
Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
We did it. Hello. Welcome to Frit.
What's that magazine she's reading?
Hey, we haven't been to the shop yet. I think I must have... Oh, okay, by the time we came here last time, all of the shops were closed. So when we were walking back this way, it was like 8 or 9 PM. So I assuming the shops close around that, then that might be why we didn't see this last time. Because we went up the other way to get round to Everart. Not like up this way, if that makes sense. So yeah, that might be how we missed it. Before we go on, what is this Frit?
I don't know. Frit?
Frit, innit? It's fucking Frit. Why is it written with 3 T's?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
True. I've got nothing left, that's right. That's actually Ian Beale on the magazine front, that right there. His hit autobiography, I've got nothing left. What magazine are you reading?
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
I approve of this very futuristic, for fuck's sake. Forget about all that. What is this? I can't speak. Placent Fiche, apparently, is what I was gonna say. Fashion police feature.
It's
Show
where
me.
they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean.
Aw,
It's about who's the most stylish.
wow. Who's the numero uno guy in there right now? And does he look like this?
No, I don't think so.
Placenta fish. I didn't say placenta fish.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Let's proceed. I have some questions for you.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Does Frit have a warehouse in the back of the Whirling in Rags?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
Come on, give me something to work with here.
She looks up from under her brow.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
Do you have any ammonia for sale?
She looks up from her magazine, eyes filled with tired ennui.
Yes. What we have is there. In the medicine cabinet. Go take a look yourself.
Can you tell me anything about the dead body?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
Do you know the man who died?
Not really.
Not really? Does that mean you knew him a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
How long has it been there?
I don't know, really long.
What do you think happened?
I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for your help.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, the standard response is, I don't know.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Hang on.
Your bottles clunk into the
Oh,
machine,
yeah.
and the money appears with a satisfying
Let's go. Okay,
jingle.
we found a way of
You're
making money.
a richer man now.
Okay, so getting rubbish, we can put all of our things in there. There we go. Alright, noted. That's what collecting the bottles does. Okay, I get it. I get it.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
What's Hypnogamma? Oh, I see. All of these are just like basic. Okay, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Don't, like, overdo it or something.
I love how much she cares about her job. Don't like overdo it or something.
Saint Baptiste, you know, the pharmaceuticals company. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. That one. There.
Thanks for clarifying. What do those products do?
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Dramamine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying,
I
studying,
see.
or exercising.
Got ya. Can you be a little bit more specific?
No. Sorry. I'm not, like, a doctor or anything.
This is literally like going to like a pharmacy and they got like somebody's daughter into work there because they're understaffed. It's literally that kind of vibe right now. So I don't really like work here, but I know it might make you feel a bit better if you're feeling a bit shit. That's honestly, I would not be surprised if that's the response someone's had before.
Nosafed heals +1 health. Dramamine heals +3 health. Magnesium heals +1 morale. Hypnogamma heals +3 morale.
Thank you, tutorial agent. Give her employee of the month. I know it. Definitely teen on minimum wage vibes, 100%. Yeah, she probably is the only one in there. Probably the only one that's like down to work. What else have you got while we're
You see
here?
several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed.
What's that?
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
Her attention is drawn to the raincoats. Stealing one undetected will now be more difficult.
Are we really gonna try and steal
A
one?
colourful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer. There, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol.
This is not a good place for a recovering addict.
Guess not, no. I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health, but I guess you already know that.
Thank you for the reminder.
Don't ask. Don't look.
Yeah. We're gonna try and be a, we're gonna let the voices sometimes win. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Maybe not today. I feel like I'm gonna keep saying that throughout the game and then just not do it though. Okay, do we get to use that at any point? Or is that just now, we have it sort of thing? Yeah, I didn't mean to do that, whoops. Can we get a spot on here? I feel like we need one more of these, so what I'll do for now is I'll unlock that using my skill point that I just got. And if you remind me tomorrow, because I'm about to end it here for today, but if, I'll try and, I probably will remember anyway, if in case I forget, if I can have a reminder tomorrow, I'll make sure I do that first. And pick like a new thing to go with on the, what was it called? The thought thing? Thought cabinet. But yeah, cool. Right, well, thank you for watching today, everyone. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. While I'm live, actually, I'll make sure that the wheel games are updated. So we had a vote for Mother 3. Mother 3 is now sitting at 41 votes, which means it is tied third with Guardians of the Galaxy right now. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. And then the other thing that got votes was Prince of Persia Sands of Time. Prince of Persia Sands of Time is now on 12 votes. Now if I just adjust the thing... There we go. Perfect. Everything should be up to date. Let's see. Yeah, it's on 12. Perfect. Cool. Right, well, have a good evening, everybody. Take it easy. Thank you, Just Kill. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, British. Thank you, KY. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Jess. Thank you. I think I said British? I hope I did. Thank you, anybody else that's popped by and lurked today. I appreciate you. And yeah, I will be back tomorrow for some more Disco Elysium. And then, like I said, I'll be playing some Cyberpunk on Thursday. We'll be playing some Phantom Liberty. So, we'll see you then. Take it easy. Bye-bye.